like, comment, share, subscribe. Welcome to Flat Life TV, where we connect music, streets, and culture. Today we got a special guest. Want to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, my name J Ward, J Ward SP.
All right. Where you from, J Ward?
I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. Grew up on Wall Street. My early days was El Decon, but mainly Wall Street. Been all over Lafayette.
What was it like for you growing up in Lafayette?
Growing up in Lafayette, I seen a lot. For the most part, I say it was cool. I had the opportunity to experience a lot. You know, my family was from Truman, my dad is from Truman, so I got to see how that was. And it was cool growing up in Lafayette. I wouldn't say it was bad. I wouldn't say it was all good.
All right. What part of the city shaped you the most?
Definitely the north side, honestly and truly. That's where I met a lot of my friends. That's where I grew up at. And that's where I networked at and do a lot of business with from the north side. But the south side, I'm not shopping that side either.
All right. Who were some of your biggest influences as a kid? Family, friends, or even local figures?
One of my biggest influences was the artist Harrison. I used to listen to him from New Orleans. Spitter, Nipsey Hussle, Derrick Curry, the owner of Politics.
All right.
Really.
What's one memory from your childhood that still motivates you today?
Well, for a lot of people that don't know, I started the first clothing line in Lafayette, Louisiana in 2009 by the name of Soul Purpose Clothing. I was in high school at the age of only 16, I believed in myself. And I merged creativity into pure entrepreneurship. And started my first business at 16 and it's been running ever since.
All right. Now, how did that idea come about?
Me and my best friend at the time, Oliver Navarre, he was going to Northside, I was going to Lafayette High, and he liked to draw. And me and my friends, we always was different. Like, we always had a different style, different swag, like how we dress. We didn't dress like, I guess you could say like the normal Lafayette nigga, like we was into like different shit, like skateboard shit, like fashion, like real high fashion, but at a young age, we was always ahead when it came to a lot of stuff. So we just was like, let's create something that represents not only the city, not only hip hop in the area, but just us,
All right. What was the name of it again?
Soul Purpose Clothing. It was the first clothing line in Politics. I hosted the first ever pop-up shop. Soul Purpose Clothing.
All right.
A lot of people know about it.
What's the message behind the name?
Well, basically, the idea, the message behind it is everybody have a soul purpose in life. Like, you got a soul purpose, I got a soul purpose, and you have to follow that. I feel like God gives us each a soul purpose to follow, and we all have a purpose to inspire. Mine is to inspire, mine is to create and to help others. Through creativity, through business, through whatever. And that's, I still keep that name. Like, it's J Ward SP. That's what the SP comes from. Soul
right.
Purpose. Like, I kept it going. Kept it going. Like, even though I don't really have a clothing line right now, it's more like videography and other entrepreneur things. I stick with it.
All right.
That's my thing.
How did people react in Lafayette when you drop your first pieces?
Oh man, the city, as far as the youth, they embraced it. I had everybody wearing it. The support was there. From white kids to black kids. Everybody really supported Soul Purpose. And still to this day, I get a lot of support. And people still ask me like, when you gonna bring it back? When you gonna, I'm gonna come back with it. But the support was always there.
All right. All right. Do you feel like you open doors for other brands that came after?
Oh yeah. I get that a lot. A lot of people and creatives and influencers say that, I'll walk I ran so people could walk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people back then, they didn't really have an entrepreneur mindset at a young age. You know, black kids, we was doing other things. You know, you had black kids that were, of course, talented with sports, football, basketball, baseball, whatever, but nobody really tapped into that side of creativity yet. So I feel like I definitely opened up a lot of doors for people.
All right.
Their mindset.
Looking back, bro, what would you have done differently the first time?
What I would have done differently, I would have never took a break. I wish I would have, just kept on. When I went to college, I went to Grambling State and through an aid of art, and I kind of took a break from it. But I wish I would have kept that same momentum that I had from high school, going into college. It was a bit of a network, and I learned a lot up there about myself and about a lot of other things too.
All right. How do you see fashion connecting with the culture of Lafayette today?
Honestly, I feel like as far as the fashion scene, we got a lot of clothing brands, a lot of creativity, and a lot of youth that's coming up with brands and stuff. And I just feel like we the clothes, they represent the hustle, they represent the struggle. A lot of brands, they make clothes for the hustlers. I feel like you got a couple of brands like Who Cares? What's another one? You got it's so many brands that have popped up.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro.
Yeah, and I try to support everyone. I get the little sets, I get everything. I get shirts.
Right.
Anytime I see somebody selling, even they got a dude, he having clothes outside the store. Be like finessing.
All right.
Yeah, I support everybody.
All right.
I support everybody that's doing something.
When did you first pick up a camera and start filming?
I first picked up a camera in 2017, and I had used my money from my college refund. I used to throw parties too.
All right.
And I used to get tired of asking photographers and people to capture my events how I wanted to capture. So I was just like, I could do this myself. I'm gonna need to learn. And I was going to school for business marketing, and having a camera and marketing that go hand in hand. So I want to say around 2017, 2016 when I picked up my first camera.
All right. Who or what do you look for creative inspiration?
My inspirations, I ain't gonna lie, I get a lot of inspirations from my experiences, myself, but I got a lot of different favorite videographers, of course, Cole Bennett. I don't know if a lot of people know about him. He's a videographer from Chicago, and he really inspired me to have a different approach to my edits, to my look, to my style, on how I shoot than the average, Lafayette, Acadian cameraman. But I done worked with a lot of cameramen. It's a lot of love. I fuck with Jungle Films. I fuck with On Site. I fuck with Long Live Miyagi. Miyagi was one of the first people that helped me. He passed away like 2 years ago. And that's my brother. I got a lot of photo shows and this creative shit. So I try to be serious with it. I try to put my all behind it because you're looking down on it. It's my brother right here. Dre so high. A lot of people know him. He was well known, well respected, and he fell short to some Lafayette shit, really. And my brother, he had a mindset bigger than Lafayette. That's what I try to tell a lot of creators. Like, you have to think bigger than Lafayette if you want to make it.
Right.
You gotta. It's way more stuff than Lafayette. Because us as Lafayette people, we tend to have a closed mind when it comes to a lot of things. Not only supporting each other, to being creative, or moving around. Like, we see the next man successful and we try to, follow in their footsteps, but that's not always the way,
Right.
Not always the way.
What's your process when you're capturing a story or an artist's vision?
My process, I'm a music head and I love all types of music. So I basically build off that mood and that fuels my creativity. Like, for instance, if it's a summer day, I'ma just take memories from either my childhood, or either other things like I listen to a lot of R&B, a lot of hip hop, but my inspiration fuels from all kind of things. Movies too. I like a lot of movies.
All right.
Like I didn't travel. There's another thing too is I didn't travel a lot around the country, the world. So I like to study other different regions and try to bring a different style to the area. Try to incorporate that with what we got going on.
All right. Out of all the projects you've done, which one stand out the most and why?
As far as videos,
Yeah.
let me think. One of my favorite videos that I did was with Percy Jack with Tim. It was I want to say like 2018. It was called Pump Faking. Pump Faking, still on YouTube.
Right.
And that video I was able to get creative. I had my brother assisting me. And Tim was he was very open-minded to the ideas that we had, and that video came out good. It came out a classic.
First directed video.
Yeah, first directed video ever. Like a lot of artists, they don't really have a lot of ideas. Like they just want to stand in a certain spot, so it's just like that.
Yeah.
You know, I like to be hands-on and try to direct and be like, move here, lay here.
All right.
I try some different type of shit.
All right. How do you balance the business side of videography with the art side?
Well, I went to school for business, so what I try to do is I try to stay organized with not only my pricing but how I respond to people. I try to stay diligent. I try to stay quick with a quick turnaround time. If I shoot shit, I'm not gonna take months or be long with it
All right.
or nothing like that. I just try to stay diligent on top of things.
How would you describe the creative scene in Lafayette right now?
Man, it's fire. It's fire. People, it's a lot of creative things going on in Lafayette that people are blind to, honestly and truly. You got a lot of skateboarders, you got a lot of rappers, you got a lot of clothing designers, you got a lot of chefs, cooks. You got a lot of personalities, influencers. The creative scene in Lafayette is very slept on. We sleep on ourselves a lot.
Right.
And I feel like we come together. We can be just as big as we are. We can just be just as big as Atlanta, just as big as Chicago, New York. But we gotta stick together. All the beef, all the animosity. It's unneeded. If we push one vision, like Dallas right now, they got the new Dallas thing going on. I see a lot of positivity going on out there. They pushing something different.
Right.
I feel like we need to push something different. Push the narrative. That's what I always stand on.
What's your favorite thing about Lafayette?
The culture. My favorite thing about Lafayette is I didn't travel a lot of places, and it took me to leave Lafayette to realize how celebrated we are.
All right.
Like people, when you say you're from Lafayette, they be intrigued, like they wanna, by the accent, because we don't sound like we from New Orleans, we don't sound like we from Shreveport, we don't sound like we from DR. We got our own flavor, our own lingo,
Right.
our own culture. A lot of people don't know about that.
All right. How has Lafayette changed since you was young?
Honestly and truly, it's not as fun as it used to be. It used to be a lot of teen parties. We used to have Mr. C parties, Jasmine Ravens parties. We used to go to the Jamboree. They have a couple fights in there, but not everybody want to shoot. I used to go to house parties called a safe house after festival, and it was always peaceful. But now it's a lot going on in the city. You can't really do that. I blame a lot of young boys. Young boys change the whole narrative of how the youngins, how their mindsets is. And it's different. The South Side, we used to go to the bowling alley, the movies, shit like that. Just get fresh. Just be outside.
What role do you think creators like yourself play in shaping Lafayette future?
I help a lot of people, honestly. A lot of people, they have the talent, but they don't have the business mind. That's one thing a lot of people missing. I help with that. A lot of people, they need direction. They need influence. I feel like, you know, I have all those things, and I help a lot of artists and I help a lot of creators with that. You know, like the talent is always there, but you have to have a business mind in order to see. Like, a lot of artists, they don't even think about, you know, how I'm gonna put it out. You know, if I'm gonna take pictures and put it out, or a certain type of look, you know, a certain type of target demographic. Like, who is my target market? Who am I, you know, selling my product to? You know, that all goes into marketing. And in order to make it, you gotta know how to market yourself, you know?
All right. If Lafayette had a creative capital, what area of town you would point to?
If Lafayette had a creative area, I ain't gonna lie, I see a lot of good things coming out of Fayetteville. They got a lot of artists. I see a lot of good things coming out of Truman. The north side, really, honestly and truly, but the south side, they got some, you know, they got some good things going. You know, you got a lot of brands too, a lot of stores, you know. One of the part of the problems, I think, we got all the talent, but we like to run to the south side.
All right.
You know, our people, we be scared. You know, even myself, I was scared. If I wanted to open a store, you know, I'd be like, man, I don't know if them niggas gonna break into my shit, or you know, they gonna want to steal, or this and like that. But we have to stick in our own neighborhoods. We have to build our block, you know, because you know you got shit like this. You know, no knock to them, but this not our people. This not black folks. You know, you got Gidros, you got all kind of places that you can support, and we can keep it black on, you know.
Right. What advice would you give young creators in Lafayette just started?
Travel. Leave Lafayette. You know, get exposed to different people, network. Don't be scared to leave, man, because there's so much in, outside of Lafayette in this world, you know, that you can learn, that you can experience, that you can bring back to Lafayette. 'Cause, you know, people like to say we in the bottom. We get everything last, which we do. You know, a lot of shit people be already on as far as technology, you know, as far as music, as far as fashion, we get a lot of shit last. But I encourage a lot of people to leave. You know, like I said, at a young age, I had the opportunity to travel. You know, I was in a band, we would go trips and shit like that. You know, I use state AAU basketball. I use shit like that to expose me to different areas, to make me want to see that it's more than Lafayette. Because it really is. You know, the world big.
Right.
Big. You know, don't just limit yourself to Lafayette. Think about, you know, California. Think about New York. Think about, you know, Chicago. You know.
What's one lesson life taught you that keep you grounded?
One lesson I say is to keep going. No matter what, keep going. Keep going. Don't take no breaks. Don't put your foot on the brakes. You know, keep your foot on the gas. You know, because you know tomorrow not promised. Like I said, we lost a legend right here. My brother, Dizzy Dre. You know, Dre was a major influence to everybody. A man that wanted to see everybody win. And like I said, his life in the short, you know, but his legacy lives forever. So
Right.
you know, just keep going, don't stop. You know, Lafayette, we deal with a lot. We got tragedies going on. We lose a lot of family members. Violence happens. You know, we got a lot of violence going on and negativity going on. But use that to fuel your destiny. Use that to fuel your creativity. You know, because everybody in Lafayette, I feel like they got a story. They got a story. They got a story.
What message would you give to the youth?
The message that I'll give to the youth is be yourself. You know, follow your dreams. Keep God in your life. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like I said, don't be scared to leave. Another thing I would say is support your people, man. All that hating, all that, you know, cause we're stronger together than separated. You know, like I said, every time I'm in the club, I see a photographer, I network. You know, every time I see somebody shooting, you know, we network. Let's bring it together because Lafayette, we big, we bigger than we think. You know. Bigger than we think. So my message to the youth is to stay positive, keep God in your life, stay focused, leave Lafayette when you can. You know, I ain't saying move from this bitch if you don't want to move, but you know, go travel. You know, go see other things. It's so much in the world that can inspire you to do shit that Lafayette has never seen. You know.
What's next for J Ward?
What's next for me is I got a lot of things in store. I want to manage artists. I got a lot of things going on with finances as far as cryptocurrency. That's the future too.
Right.
You know, a lot of people we not as people we're not invested into knowing what's going on with our money. You know, I want to be an advocate of that. I got a marketing firm with my brother Cameron in the city. He does videography too. We gonna come together and bring like I said, everything we want. We're gonna bring opportunities as far as marketing, learning how to brand yourself. But mainly, I got all kind of clothing lines that I'm working with, all kind of artists I'm working with.
Right.
I'm going on tour again soon. It's a lot of things. Coming up with.
How can people tap in with you, brother?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at JWardSP _ JWard, JWARDSP _ That's mainly Facebook is shot by JWard. I got a lot of my work, you can inquire like that. And, I'm all over, man. I'm all over that field.
Any last words?
Stay focused. Shout out to FLATLIFETV, man, for the opportunity.
Appreciate you, bro.
This Sunday, we having this block party on this block right here. Everybody's invited. We got food. We're gonna celebrate his life, celebrate his legacy. Let's stick together. That's the main thing. Let's stick together. Let's make some money. Fuck all the violence. Fuck all the going back. Let's move forward. Let's move forward as a people. Because like I say, we're stronger together than we divided, you know. I know it be bloodshed, I know it be all that, but, you know, put God first. You know, God asks us to forgive, you know, and let's just stay positive and learn to forgive each other, you know, because it's too much talent in Lafayette for us to just be how we is, you know, overlooked. You know, I mean, the last big artist, like they try to say is what, we got Dita, you know, Dita, he signed with Cash Money, you know, Troll Legend, you know, we got, Cupid still doing this thing, but there's so much other talent, you know, clothing designs, chefs, photographer, videographers, jungle films, you know, people have platforms, the Flat Life, you know, I seen my boy Tiger doing this thing and I like what he's doing, he's giving us a voice, so take advantage of that, take advantage of all the opportunities and resources that are out there, you know, don't be scared to spend your money and invest in yourself, invest in your dreams, that's the only way it's gonna work. You gotta invest in yourself.
And I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Like, comment, share, subscribe.